young birds on the street misleading them. Call them the lost generation, no one's teaching them, and no one's leading them. And it's just misdirection. War zone, tell them enter at your own discretion. And they say that Jesus wept, so I ain't afraid to cry. But I ain't Jesus, will I rise? I'm afraid to die. And if I said something different, I'm a faithful lie. But she never raised a sucker, I ain't afraid to try. And they say that Jesus wept, so I ain't afraid to cry. But I ain't Jesus, will I rise? I'm afraid.
Hello, world. Hello, world. We are back again. Welcome to Street Services live from 305, episode 6. Um, I want to wish everybody a happy love month. I hope we are all feeling the love. Happy belated Valentine's Day to all of the lovers out there, which is why tonight is a special show tonight. So I hope everybody had a happy love day, and I hope we just showing the love to one another this month. Also, Black folk, I hope we are showing each other much more love this month. This is not only Love Month, but this is Black History Month. This is our month. So I hope we are loving one another and especially loving ourselves. Now, tonight's guest is a special one. I've been having a lot of queens on the show lately, a lot of power queens. So 3 weeks back, I had Queen B herself, the queen of BNN, Black National News, Tashman. Then I had the queen of power and purpose, which was Queen Quita herself. And now I have the queen, right? I have the queen tonight, and you'll know why I'm saying that in a minute. So when it comes to empowerment, when it comes to women, right? When it comes to our women are fighting a uphill battle in this country. As I said in my show last week, women are the highest and most educated. Um, Women are the high, black women especially, are the highest and most educated population in the country. Meaning they have not only the most graduate degrees, which they graduate in college, but they have the most PhDs, they have the most master's degrees, they have the most bachelor's degrees, they have the most associate degrees, and they have the most certificates. Excuse the kids riding motorcycles in the background. So our women are extremely educated, yet they are the least paid in this country. So we have someone who is in that arena with these highly educated women and empowering them not only to ask for a raise or not only empowering them to be stronger in their faith, not only empowering them to just say it loud, I'm a girl and I'm proud, but she herself is a beacon of light. And maybe we're different to her story herself. But so tonight I have Miss Queen Nicole Faith live in the flesh with me. Nicole Faith.
Praise God and good evening,
Nic-
everyone.
Nicole Faith. How are you this night?
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here on the show. It's a very good day. I have a lot to be thankful for. I'm so honored to be here to be in conversation with you. Overall, it's just a good day in yourself.
I'm hanging in there. I got much to complain about, but complaining ain't gonna do no good. So there ain't no point in complaining. So I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. So as I said, during the intro, you are in this women empowerment arena, which is a very strong arena right now. Especially with Kamala and Rihanna and a lot of women billionaires, a lot of whether they're white or black or Jamaican or from the islands. You have a lot of women billionaires. Oprah is not the only one anymore. You got the second, you can say, the second most powerful person in the world is a woman, the vice president. So women, that arena is rolling right now. And your role in that arena is empowering the women, whether they are six-figure earners or women, whether they are, young middle school girls who just need to know that it's okay to be a girl and like math. It's okay to be a girl and like science. It's not just for boys. So your age span, you're talking to elders in the church, you're talking to young girls, you're talking to millennials. You can relate and you can inspire a wide range of age groups of women. So who is Nicole Faith? Who is Nicole
Well,
Faith?
you did a very good job at introducing me. Um, I am a wonderful lady, a servant of God. He's always first and ahead of my life. I'm definitely an advocate for women. I'm a motivational and inspirational speaker. I have a passion to help people elevate and grow. I just love to see the joy inside of people, and I love elevating them and showing them, hey, you need to find your identity. So, myself, Nicole Faith, enjoys helping and being the nourisher or giving nourishment to other people. So I am the people. My passion is people. And there's so many other things I could go on about myself, but God is first.
Okay, okay. So the people, your purpose is people. Seeing people elevate, um, even if you see them down, your purpose is to get in there and elevate them yourself. If they need to be elevated, you get in the trenches with them and lift them up. So what is the catalyst for that drive? What is the force behind that drive? Do you like people? Is it a calling? Is it a purpose, or is it just you just love seeing people? It's not a crab in the barrel with you. You love seeing people lifted up.
Oh, that's all of the above. The key word is love. The catalyst behind my motivation is love. If it wasn't for love, I wouldn't be able to drive and be able to be up ample, different hours of the night, wee hours of the night. If it wasn't for love, I wouldn't be able to be in a position to even give my voice to expand others. And also, it's just motivation. It's just life itself. I was once a person, a young lady that experienced so many different things in life, but I was never a person that complained. I just really rolled with the circumstances. And when I got to a certain point in my life, I realized, okay, this was all for a purpose. I had to endure this all for a reason because God says that I have driven you through all of these places to bring you back to set the captives free. So, secondly, the word of God, foremostly, but secondly, in this order, it's the word of God that has placed me in this position to be able to help others and to give my voice to them, to show them that their identity is more than a social security number.
Okay, so I, that's that's deep. That's deep because what what the catalyst, what drives a lot of people is purpose. Like a lot of people will, there you go. A lot of what drives people to endure certain circumstances is purpose, right? Whether that is enduring pain. A lot of people are enduring pain. A lot of Christians are over in, evangelizing in the Middle East, where it's almost illegal to be a Christian, especially in Egypt, where the national religion is Muslim or Islam. So you have people
Mhm.
enduring a lot of pain. The people in the Bible endured pain. The Messiah himself was nailed to a tree, enduring the pain for a purpose. So all of the things that you say you've gone through, you see them through a lens of it hurted when I was going through it, but it can serve a purpose, like turning the mess into a message. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So what is the greatest inspiration or the education from your past that's helping you to produce the results that you're producing? Meaning, is it okay? I went to school, or I saw these girls in high school. or I was that girl in high school, or I was on a college campus, or something inspirational where I grew up and Joyce Myers inspired me, or you know somebody inspired me. What is it? Is it or it could be both? The inspiration and your education that has helped you keep moving along and keep adding fuel to the fire.
Well, praise God. And definitely both, for sure. It's my biggest inspiration. One of my biggest inspirations is Miss Lisa Nichols. She's one of the greatest motivational speakers there is. Her organization her organization is called Motivation to the Masses. And I always listen to her, and she said something to me that struck fire. She said that you have to disrupt your whole life for your entire future. And that was one of those mornings to where I was heading to work, and it wasn't the day for me. But God allowed me to join her YouTube or search her name in YouTube. It just popped up. And ever since then, I had been listening to her, and she had ignited a fire inside of me. And then that's when I began to just pay attention, and just fast forwarding back. I'm sorry, rewinding back to my college days, rewinding back to middle school, mainly high school and college. High school, it definitely inspired me because there were so many people, young ladies that were bullied. There were so many women that they had lack of confidence about their weight, their esteem. So they do things that that wasn't nice, or they would just basically be doing things that really degraded their character. However, they didn't know any better. And me, I would be, kind of minding my way. And I just, at a glimpse, I look at them and I say, okay, well, what do I say to this person? Mind you, I was an introvert, so I couldn't say anything to this person at time. So I jotted down everything that I saw, and I said, okay, there must be a reason for this. And how do I be the solution to this? How can I be an attribute to helping these young women to understand that you don't have to devalue yourself or cast your pearls to swine? Even in college, it's the same scenario. You have sororities, you have different type of organizations, you have so much diversity. Especially the college that I attended, Florida State University. There's so much diversity there. And racism, it's still active in this present time. So just being a minority, black African American woman at a predominantly white school, that motivated me to say, okay, you can do this. Our foremothers, they done this. Women before me, such as Rosa Parks and other women before time, even before her, Sir Madam, other women before that. It just gave me the motivation to say, okay, if they did it, they've created a milestone. I've implanted this seed in my mind to say, okay, if they paved the way for us, all I need to do is just walk the extra mile. And that is what I did. And I kept the virtue to myself. And I never, ever laid down my virtue, because I know that my virtue is what makes a woman virtuous. It's
Hmm.
just been a challenge. A lot of people, there's a lot of writers, I influence them. There's a lot of people who have a voice and are afraid to use it because they are afraid of what people may say about them. There are so many poets and so many literature, artists. There are so many spoken word artists, musicians. There are so many people who are filled with intellect and knowledge, and they cannot display it because they are afraid to be called a nerd. They are afraid that someone would criticize them or judge them based upon their skin color, their demographic, or where they're from. Their anything that can help them stand out, they will get picked on. But understand that that glitch that they feel is embarrassing is their purpose. Pay attention.
Okay. So do y'all see what I'm saying? Are y'all picking up what she's putting down? This is what grabbed my attention when I first came across Miss Faith. So you seem to be dwelling and you're driven by the essence of womanhood that has nothing to do with their weight or nothing to do with not wanting to be a nerd or not wanting to stand out in the crowd. It's the essence of womanhood that you seem to be wanting to promote and empower women to know the essence of your womanhood. You're not your weight, you're not your color, you're not your educational interests. this essence. What is this essence of womanhood? This virtue, this this virtuous mindset, this virtuous ensemble that a woman can put on. What is the essence of that?
Well, the first site that I'd like to elaborate on is Proverbs 31. That is the first site to give you insight on what this 31 woman looks like. However, the essence of a woman is deeper and it's within her. It's her strength, it's her confidence, it's her smile, it's her ability to lend her hands, it's her ability to know that she can do it. She can do all things through Christ who strengthens her. And if she feel that she cannot be empowered, then she know that she was designed not to fail because God is within her. That is what Psalm said. But the essence of a woman is just basically who she speaks. Every from her crown to her feet. That is the essence, and that is the predominant, and that is the ultimate recipe to who she is and where she's going. There may be some rough patches and there may be some spots, but there's nothing that cannot be presented without blemish. And her mind is the essence to help her understand that she's virtuous. She can be whoever she wants to be and whoever God called for her to be and whoever she knows for herself to be. But she has to move out of the way and let her true identity reflect who 31 said that she is. A virtuous
Okay,
woman
so
in her essence is her peace.
that essence is not only power but peace. Not only to be empowered to um, fight for women's rights and fight for women's equality. Not only that power, and not only women empowering those who don't feel they have that fight, but it's also peace. It's also for a woman to have her peace or to be peace herself. So I can only hope that every woman, young and old, can embrace this essence of womanhood, or not in well, not embrace it because it's in them, it is in all women, but to let it out, to show this this essence, not a vulnerability. I don't want that to be misconstrued. Not a vulnerability, but a power and a peace, as you said, which can be seen in Proverbs 31. But so in your opinion, as of now, what has been your for this women empowerment movement, this women empowerment mission, whether it's being a African American girl yourself and seeing an African American vice president, or seeing an African American um, African American writer, like you brought to my attention. I live in Miami, and down here we have a park in the school called Phyllis Sweetly, and I never. It was just Phyllis Sweetly to me, like the call for the school. It was you who brought to my attention that Miss Phyllis Sweetly was actually the first published author, um, the first African American published author with her poetry. So your contribution to me, just personally, your contribution to me has raised my awareness to Phyllis Sweetly, and I'm in Miami 33 years. So what do you feel is your greatest, you know, um, contribution or awareness, or is it something that you're still striving for in this women's empowerment movement?
Well, I definitely say for mostly is time and effort and having the ability to be an adequate listener. And it just takes time, just paying attention. It just takes time, knowing, going, even before the presidents or the vice presidents, even before Michelle Obama, even before Kamala Harris, women like Mary Bethune, women like Colvin Claudette, women like Madam C.J. Walker, women like Lydia D. Newman, women like Ruby Bridges, women like just women that really go back in time that made me say, look and reflect. This is what I've done, and this is where you must go. Pick up from where I left off. It doesn't end here. I went through all of this. I endured all of this. I had so many fights, countless nights where I couldn't sleep, times to where I cried, times to where I was bullied, times to where I was abused, times to where I couldn't get out of bed in the morning, times to where I had a schedule where I had to take care of the kids, where I had a husband. I still had to endure. I still had to pass the baton. I still had to pass it to my sister. We still had the marching formation. So the greatest history, just allowed me to be in this position that I am now. Just the ability of knowledge, the capability of wisdom. This really showed me, this is the avenue that I must be. And that is my greatest contribution. And just meeting people where they are, I can't, if my level of intellect is up here or my level of faith is up here and someone else has been through something and never ever experienced no type of miracle, no form of God, no type of hope, hadn't had anyone to come give them a hug and a care, then women like me, my contribution is to say, let me meet you where you are because I understand. Because age does not make you wise, it's the experiences that do. So, wisdom is my contribution, discernment is my contribution. And there's so many other ladders that help contribute to my fight and my advocacy and my right as a woman and for other women. And love is a contribution to help my sister to understand that she has a platform, she has a place, she has a voice, she can be heard, she doesn't have to hide. Because if, like Sir Madam CJ Walker, knocked door to door to sell her product, it takes grit, it takes perseverance, and those are the characteristics that I understand, and I apply what was already written to what's today. Now, what makes me unique is that I'm diverse. And what makes me unique is that I truly have faith and I have so much belief in the person that I'm mentoring, the person that I am giving life to, the person that I'm inspiring. The ultimate contribution is that I believe in you.
You know,
And we
I,
very seldomly hear that in Black homes. Just think about it. How many families tell their children, I believe in you? Who tells their husband, I believe in you? Who tells their friends, I believe in you? Because it's so much underlying hurt, but there's also much underlying power that we need to capitalize and we need to utilize and we need to provide.
it's funny you went that way because I was just going to touch on that. You know, a lot of our beautiful black women, beautiful brown skin and dark skinned women, whether it's Kelly Rowland, whether it's Kay Michelle, whether it's Ashanti's little sister, you know, these women have been, you know, greatly and physically abused, mentally abused. You listen to Kelly Rowland's song, Dirty Laundry, you know, not
Yes.
being able to withstand or not having that mindset to where you can fight back not only the world being negative to you, but you know, your husband, someone who's supposed to be on your side, they're turning you against your best friends. And this area, this arena of empowering our women. We see them, you know, we see K Michelle, we see Kelly Wonderland, we see all these beautiful black women on stage, and our little girls want to grow up and be them, right? How many young black girls you think were inspired by Destiny's Child? All of them. But who knows, or how many of those little girls know what Kelly Rowland went through behind closed doors? Not many of us until she released the song Dirty Laundry. Or even K. Michelle going through what she was going through. As you pointed out to me, she's a FAMU graduate, so she's a Florida, you know, she's a Florida FAMU alumni. So right here in, and it happens everywhere, not just in Florida, but these are the women figures of, or these are the faces of what black success look like. Yet behind closed doors, without that mindset, without that power, without that strength, without someone in their corner empowering them, telling them they do have a voice, they can be heard, they will continue to be abused, not just by our government and a lack of equal pay and a lack of equal opportunity, but behind closed doors in our own homes. whether it's from our fathers or our husbands or their brothers or their sisters or their cousins. So this area of women empowerment, I know some people look at it and they suck their teeth at it or they roll their eyes at it, but our women are being battered mentally and physically because they don't have that mental strength. They don't have someone, in their corner empowering them as they should. So the area that you're in is much needed, not just on, a local level. It's not just let me help my sister here on Facebook, but all the way up to superstars, especially superstars. I mean, Britney Spears lost her mind, right? She completely lost it, you know, in this industry. So women having that mental strength to deal with what's thrown at them is very important. But I would want to ask you, what role do you see, our male figures playing? Like, what role? As I just said, so you got Kelly Rowland, the picture of not only black beauty, but the picture of black success with that was Destiny's Child. Yet behind closed doors, it was her husband not only physically and mentally abusing her, but turning her against her best friends, turning her against her family, turning her against herself. So, what is, other than he's there to support me, other than that, you know, what role does our men play? What currently, and if it needs to be changed, what role do men need to step up and begin playing?
For mostly, men should listen. That is the strongest attribute that a man can have, especially when being the leader for women, or leader, the higher, the stronger vessel than women. Let me say that. Um, I just think that working together and it's just equality, going back to women's rights, there was a time to where we didn't have a right to vote as women. We didn't have a right to, in other countries, they don't have a right to drive, just having that right to be able to work together, understanding one another and just standing up and just being, that figure to say, okay, here's the way. Because that a woman is supposed to help him cultivate. So once she gives him something, if I give you some information per se, then you take that information and you take it further. So I just think that the role that men could play is definitely listening and really just becoming more involved, doing research and study, just really just being who he is. Being his true self is definitely a good deal. To always be genuine and authentic with who you are, because your natural authenticity is the best way to guide people, or to be a contribution, or to be a leader to women, or to be a leader to your community or your society or whoever. It's always best to be yourself. And I just think that the role that men should play is that they must understand that they are everything. No matter the scars, no matter how much, you were told not to speak or express your pain. I just believe that if through prayer and through understanding who you are, that can change things. And I just think that a man's role is to have faith in all that he does. And whether it's not happening today, don't give up. So I think that a man should definitely have on his whole armor and just say that I can do this. I can't get up. And I'm sorry, I can't give up. And then he must understand that he can do all things, because whatever that is impossible to him is also possible to God. So just understanding to get closer to God, and to get closer to family, and to get closer to who he is and his inner self, and to get involved in activities. Just just show up. Just show up, because there's a lot of lethargic behavior that is happening, that is happening in this world today. So I just think that men should just be who they are, than just expand. I just think that treating women with respect, and just not, being angry because this woman knows this, or getting offended, or feeling like he's being undermined because this woman is doing this or this lady is doing that. I just really feel that he should understand that his role is imperative and it's important for this railroad that has been underground for so long. So I just feel that the path that is still going, I just feel that he is the key to the way. I feel that without him, he won't be able to, well, this world won't be able to move without him. I just really think that men play an ultimate role wholeheartedly. His whole image is a role. His voice is a role. His body is a role. His conversation is a role. Everything about him is a role. Just his ability to be able to lift others up is a role.
Okay,
Honesty is a
so
role. Integrity is a role. Humility is a role.
that's definitely true. But you know, with that being said, I can see that there are a lot of men that take that position that I am the head, I am in control, as you're saying, I am that guy. You know what I'm saying? What's good, chat? Um, that I am that guy. I am the guy. Um, and maybe they are not maybe, but from what we're seeing, men are abusing that role, whether it's in the household. I believe that I am that guy. The same status that you're saying men need to walk into. Maybe he has that persona. He has that armor on that I am the head. I am, whether it's at a corporation, whether it's at a business. So what? How? And I know a lot of in the church, men say they want a Proverbs 31 woman, and women say they want an Ephesians 5 men, where it is found that men should love their wife like Jesus loved the church. So where does the the barrier of not taking advantage of that leadership role? What do you think about men who has that mindset that you just laid out, but are abusing it, or have it and just really don't know what to do with the authority? Meaning they are, instead of being in control, they're just controlling, which is two completely different things.
Hmm.
What do you say to those? What do you say to those guys who's controlling? They're not in control and being the man to stand up and lead the way. They're just controlling. Don't do this, don't do that, stay here, abusive, abrasive. What about those guys? What do you say to those guys?
Well, for these men, they're still men. Like I said, going back to the home, the household, a lot of men are because men men's silhouette, their structure is like an empire. So soon as a woman sees a man, her first thought is strength. Men across the world, you signify strength. So for men that who are controlling, I definitely say, going back to the household, I would definitely say have confidence because you are a man. No matter what you are going through, no matter what is, causing you to be controlling, to make you feel more superior or to make you become more heard. I definitely say seek a mentor or find some outlet, find your identity, find something that really suits you, find something that helps you to be able to express yourself because a lot of bottled up emotions has one to control something and inadequacy. Not that he's inadequate, but his life and things that he has been through has caused a breach in his adequacies. So a lot of times that is a lack of confidence. So I say to him, just be confident, my brother, because you still matter. Pick a point and start there because you can make legend on the key of your emotions that you're experiencing. So for me to tell you that if you are controlling, you can make legend too. That key is the controlling emotions that you're bottled up, but you can make legend of that because there's a ministry in every act that you act. And everything that you do and everything that you say, there's a ministry in it. Take time out to evolve your mind to understand why am I this way? Because being controlling, it doesn't control anything. It just makes things worse. It just helps those emotions. to fester up deeper inside of you because you don't have an outlet. You may not have any family. You may not have any friends. You may not have anyone that you can trust. You may was abandoned. You may was not heard. You may was just told to just be whatever the wind told you to be. But I'm here to tell you, my brother, to be strong and endure and just seek someone to talk to because there are trustworthy people. And that most trustworthy purpose is God, the Almighty One. So if you can't speak to Him, then I definitely keep saying influence yourself and force yourself to say, okay, I can do this. I don't need to be in control. Just be humble. Be humble, humble yourselves because when you humble yourselves, that means that you're opening up that canal in your ear to listen to what you've been missing. You have to listen with your eyes and your ears because if you listen both with your eyes and your ears, then you can hear. He who has an ear, let him hear. And see, if you have control, control does not have any channel. Control does exactly what it says. Control is like a remote that you cannot control. So grasp that control and remote it and actually put yourself in a position to where you can gain control, take control, don't control. So all of that, what you have on the bottom, on the inside of you, put it in a bottle, put it in a bottle and make a ministry and make your life or a legacy out of it because you don't want to hurt anyone else. So I definitely say love yourself. You matter.
Well, that you see, so what I like about the things that you do is it's not just a woman's thing. Like, right? It's not just women are better and men are just beating on women and just taking advantage of women. But it's actually, it's both ways. You are uplifting men also. You are telling a woman, listen, this is the kind of man that you need. Over here, the songs you want to be the boss. Guess what? You got to pay the car. Guess what? Can't pay the bill. Guess what? There's somebody who
I got
will.
somebody who will.
Right. So we got these songs of empowering our women on what a good man is and what a good man should be. And for years and years and years, our soul women have been singing these songs about, RESPCT. The
Yes,
message isn't a new message. It's the same message that our women are verbally and physically expressing to our men to step up and show me some respect. You want to be the boss, you got to pay the cost. You just can't, you know, step on that plate and they don't want to do what you have to do. And you're coming at it not just saying, oh, be a man and buck up, be a man and pay up. You're saying, hey, this brother could have been abandoned himself. Hurt people. So you're looking at it from even a male's perspective and saying, listen, that man may need help himself. Now, we're not justifying what he's doing, but he can be just as hurt as the person he's hurting. And I like that. I like that you're able to see things from both perspectives, or you're able to see things from the woman's perspective, and you're even able to see what a man should be from a woman's perspective, not just turning women against men, not just turning kids against men, but saying no, women, we got to rise up and we need to be empowered, and men, we need to rise up and be the leader of us. You need to lead us. We want you and we need you to lead us. Which brings me into my next question because that is what a biblical structure looks like now. Though many people may not be Christians, I'm pretty sure in every religion, even in a that these kids hold on, even in an atheist home, there is a structure to where the man is the man is in some form of authority figure where it's not an authoritarian household, but I believe that the 99% of the world, the man is at the helm of the ship. Now he has his right hand mate, which is his mate, his wife, his woman, but he is at the helm, and that is what you're advocating for. So your faith, the Christian faith, as I said, you see what a Proverbs 31 woman look like. She takes care of her household. She's a married woman. Or in Ephesians 5 men, he's a married man. Or even in the beginning, Adam and Eve, you believe that story, they were a married couple. All throughout the Bible, you know, Abraham and Sarah, all throughout the Bible, even at the end, the bride of Jesus is his church. It's not an actual woman, but even the Messiah has a bride. So this marriage, this man and woman connection is predominant throughout the Christian faith. So how does your faith allow you to not only push that empowerment for women to stand up, but also push the empowerment for men to take their position that, how does your faith come into this structure?
Wow, that's a very touching question. Back to I believe in you. I think that my faith is my first lesson for my assignment. So I have to abide in my faith firstly to understand that whatever it is that I hope for or hope to happen, I got to know that it's going to happen even if you don't see it happening. So I just think that my faith is all that I have. My faith, and I want to just say this, faith is like the iron in your body. Without it, you can't stand. Without energy, you are weak. And my faith is my energy. I don't have anything else to say. I think that my voice, my faith is everything. Faith is so much to expound about my faith, but I just know that my faith is the recipe to save lives. I know that there's a lot of hope and there's a lot of hopeless people that need hope. There's a lot of people who are striving to become who they always ordained for themselves to be, who they always said that this is who I would be, but then life happened. Things happened to where they either ended in jail, they either ended on drugs, they either ended, just killing themselves, suicidal, whether they just started doing anything. I have to prevent that. I am a suicide preventer. I am a person who help you stand. I am a person that just believe everything that the word of God says because it's not me. I have to give all glory to God because I can sit here and say I, but it wouldn't be right because my only inventive is that I put action whatever it is that God has showed me to do. So no matter whatever the circumstance of the situation, Nicole Faith, you have a problem, Nicole Faith believes in you. You have any issues, Nicole Faith believes in you. You have any marital problems, Nicole Faith believes in you. You have a song that you need to write and get produced or a book that you would like published, I have faith in you. As much as the same amount of faith that God has in you, if you don't believe, just know that I have faith in you. Just remove the whole being of faith from it, but just know that I believe in you. But without faith, I couldn't do it. So know that my addition to my position and to where I stand in this life is all for you. So know that someone cares about you. My faith is everything, and my faith is all because of you. I have sacrificed my life, and I'm willing to die for you. That's how much my faith, and that is what my faith can do for you. Yeah, all
We're
right. I
gonna,
did. Well, you
we're,
got
we're
it
gonna,
because the whole faith believes in you.
we're gonna at the later on we're gonna get back to that actual strength of your faith, and we're gonna let the people know exactly how that is and why it is. We're gonna let I'll let them know with that statement you just said. If you can't do nothing, I believe in you. It's that I believe in you. If you so, we are take the pull back the curtain a little later. But
Excuse me.
that faith, that faith that you have, this absolute faith that the Bible says, be willing to lay down your life for your brother. To have that, even if it's not a literal thing, but to have a strong hope for the person standing next to you, to want them to succeed, whether it's writing a song, writing a book, being successful in marriage. You want to see them make it. You have faith even if they don't have faith. So even if someone is saying, bro, I really can't make it through that, you have enough faith to say, don't worry, you can make it. I have faith for you, which is, we hear the song Lean on Me. that is something that is really missing in our community. We have a lot of education. We have a lot of financial awareness. We have a lot of political awareness. A lot of black people are waking up, but actually, and giving the information, right? But a lot of it is being sold, right? A lot of the information, we get it, yeah, we got it, we work hard to get it, but you got to buy this course, you got to buy that course, you got to buy this course. So to be able to have something to give the people for no money, which is my love, which is my faith, which is my belief in you, that's free. You don't got to pay for a course for that. If you need me, just reach out to me. Reach out to me on Facebook or whatever other social media platform. So for you to have that level of faith, for you to have that amount of hope for other people, that's something that is desperately needed in our community. But speaking of our community, I would say, women have been on a roll lately. In the faith world, women are completely taking over the faith world. A lot of our old school preachers, whether it's, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, or any of these other guys, now the new wave of preachers are women, whether it's Jackie Hill Perry or Sarah Jakes Roberts or even the OG like Joyce Myers or, I think her name is Priscilla. A lot
Yes.
of the ministry is being bombarded with women. And we've seen the same thing in the political and the economic field, like even down here in Miami. We've had a male mayor for so long, we just got a female mayor. We got a female vice president. We're seeing a lot of female billionaires. We're seeing a lot of female activists, even yourself. It's not just a equal rights, equal pay movement. It's a women are coming out in numbers, whether it's in the faith world, whether it's in economics, whether it's in politics. So, what do you feel is the biggest um, message or achievement so far from people seeing this boom in women power, faith, politics, community, billionaires? First, all we had was Oprah. Now we got at least two, three black women billionaires, even young Caucasian girls, women billionaires. What do you think that says to our political and economic system that women are, you know, they're not only pulling their own weight, but they're actually holding up the household now.
Well, in that realm, I would definitely say define community, because community, it's happening, it's doing exactly what it is saying. It doesn't Community is doing exactly what it is saying. It is living up to its true Webster definition. Excuse me. However, so just seeing that women entrepreneurs in this time and women leaders in this time, um, just equality, to answer your question, just being able to, because like I said, in Saudi Arabia, just 2 years ago, I have my Arabic friend. Just 2 years ago, they were not allowed to drive. So it's a blessing that we're able to drive. It's a blessing that we now have equality. We now have those rights to be able to just work as such, because like without community, we can't get anything done. So if we have one mission and we have one purpose and we have one call and one common goal, it doesn't matter if you are a male or a female. It does not matter the color of your skin. Diversity is the definition for that. But let me say this to you. If we keep this mindset of believing that I can't achieve this or I can't do this such thing because of my height, my age, my country that I'm from, or the color of my skin. Let me explain something to you. If you waste your time hating and trying to make people complacent, then you have a problem, because heaven is diverse. So I just
Okay.
would like to just say that our community itself is the key definition to what is going on. And I just really feel like if the purpose is to elevate and it's just to drive the economy for a success, and so that we don't have a recession again, I say let's get it done. Let's do it again and again, because we cannot live in another depressing state. We have to be on alert, and we have to make sure that all walls are actually firm and they are steady and they cannot fall, because we cannot have another domino effect. So whether it takes a cat or a dog, let's do it.
Okay. That's definitely what the women are doing. The women community is, I mean, yes, the black community is waking up, but the women community, there will be a report coming out maybe in a few weeks on CNBC about the not only the wealth gap between black and white. That's what we mostly concentrate on, the wealth gap between blacks and whites, but the actual wealth gap between the women, right? It takes the report would say it takes about a white woman almost a year to make the same amount of money in the same position that a male would make. So if a man is making $100,000, it will probably take a year for a woman in that same position to get that $100,000 or to be valued at being seen as worth $100,000 of her work ethic. But for black women, that is 2 years. Well, it's about a year and a half to 18 months, but that's about 2 years for her to get that same pay. So women are definitely on a rise to, I guess, escape the political system with their entrepreneurship endeavors. So the women community is definitely uh, coming out heavy. They're coming out strong. So with this heavy presence of women, how do you think, or where do you think our women need to be in our community, in our politics? We got Kamala. I mean, we got, like I said, we got a female mayor. Where do, because women are nourishers. They are, if you're hurting, they are the ones to put a band-aid on the scratch and on the bruise. If you get hurt, the first person you run into is your mom. And if we look at America as a, it's not a corporation, but if we look at it like that, a corporation is seen as another person, and this person is hurting. America is bleeding. We're bleeding finances. We're bleeding resources. We're bleeding economic power. We're pretty strong with military power, but we're bleeding with our resources and our economic stronghold, especially now that China is starting to make moves and Russia is starting to make moves. So with this boom in women power, where do you what, what role do you see our women playing not only in our household and in our churches, but in our politics, in our communities, in our neighborhoods?
Well, that's interesting, because the Honorable Michelle Obama, her placement now is, she's really working with women with obesity. She's really, having her hand in, and that's a part of the confidence. And I've seen her work out so much. I don't know her story behind that, but I've seen her work out so much. So I just feel that women belong where the heart is. Women belong in schools as teachers. Um,
Did we lose Nicole? I think we lost Nicole, at least for right now, what it looked like. But I'll finish as far as the role that women plays or the role that women need to play in our community, especially our politics. Like we rarely, and this is kind of a tricky thing because in religion, in a lot of religion, as I said earlier, the male figure is seen as the head or as the leader or as the authority figure, not just in the household, but also in the community and economics and everywhere else. But that's also that's also cutting our women out of our politics, out of our out of our neighborhoods, out of our communities because they are seen as you just be quiet, or not be quiet, but the Bible says for a woman to be basically to be seen and not heard. But that is the kind of attitude that we're having towards women, whether it is, you just need to be seen and not heard. We all know the term having a trophy wife. I think we got Nicole back. Are you back? Do we got you? I don't think I I can't hear you. If you're speaking, I can't hear you. So we're gonna let her get situated. But as I was saying, without having a female perspective in our politics and only having a female perspective in the home to take care of the home, to take care of whatever it is that a man feel like she needs to take care of. I feel like if a woman can run a house, she can run a country. A lot of people run their households like businesses, and we're cutting a lot of our women out, right? We're cutting a lot of our women voices. We're cutting a lot of our women's political views. We're cutting out a lot of our women's nurturing views out. And I can say from the women that I've had on this show, interviewing on this show, they have been bosses in their own right. You know, as far as getting you the news, as far as hustling and chasing down the people that need to be heard, that's Tashmir. She on deck with that. When it comes to actually getting out in the community and making moves using her intellect to make moves in the community, that's Quita all day. You can catch her on, shared spaces on Monday, catch Terrace Mir on Black Out Live on Saturday, 10 a.m. But these women are actually out there in the community, in the political arena, in their area. And even Nicole, as far as lifting up women to do whatever it is they want to do, to uplift them to be a writer or to uplift them to be a political figure or to uplift them to be a motivational speaker. We need that in our community. We got to have it. So, do we got you back? Do we have you?
Say that again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so there's a little lag, but you were answering the question about the role that you feel women needs to play in our community and in our politics, and not just in the household in the kitchen.
I just think that the role that a woman must play as her ultimate nature is to nourish, as you stated before. However, I just think that there's a lot of things that are happening in this community in this society today. So I just feel that wherever a woman feels that she's capable and that's her niche, I believe that's the place that she should be, because typically when there's a niche and you are accustomed to something, it reflects you. So whatever reflects her, that's where she should be in any aspect, any realm, politically, spiritually, any place. If her that's her niche and she's confident and she has enough education and she has the knowledge to teach it, so be it. So that's the place that she should be, and that is the role that she must play.
Okay, okay. Well, so approaching the close of this show, as I said, in light of Love Month, February Love Month, and in light of Valentine's Day. So Nicole Faith is actually my fiance. So a lot of people, well, I know a lot of people in the family know and have heard about my fiance. She's actually in the other room right now. I don't know what happened over there, but something must have happened in the other room. That's probably why the camera or something went there. But um, this is actually my fiance. I don't think I've introduced you to anybody on this platform yet. Like, I don't think Donnie met you. I don't think Tashmir has met you. I don't think Quita has met you. I don't think Chap has met you. So, as I like to thank the people, and I always say, like, this is a family. This network is truly a family. Like, if you're watching Tashmir's show, you're going to always see her, or 99% of the time, you're going to see her with her son Eli. Like, Eli is her co host. And that's not a problem for anybody who she's interviewing. That's not a problem for her having a show. She didn't make an excuse about it. She brought him along for the ride. And who knows the knowledge that he would be soaking up from being exposed to these conversations from the womb to a young man. So I am happy to, introduce my family, a piece of my family. My fiance Nicole Faith. We got engaged when last October on your birthday. August, not October, August 24th is when I popped the question. All right, we've been together for 18 months, right?
Yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Okay, so 18 months. As in the green room, Tajmir asked how we met. We met on Facebook. We met, in this. As you, I wanted you to hear her passion, and I wanted you to hear what she's all about before I just came out and said this was my fiance for a reason. And that reason is that is what we are laser focused on what we're doing. We are in line. We have our good and bad days, but as far as the purpose, as she said, the belief, that belief that she has, that faith that she was speaking about earlier, she has instilled a level of faith in me that I didn't have, not just because of my situation, but just, and I call myself a Christian, and I didn't have, that overwhelming level of faith. But since she's come, I am a much better believer. And I can say, I'm a better man, which I am. But I'm a much better believer in God. I'm a much better, I'm a much better faithful person. That way I can be um, in control without letting it go to my head and being controlling. And she has allowed me to do that. To have a woman who wants you to lead and not going to look at it as I'm not submitting to no man, but to say, listen, you need to, you need to tighten up. You need to let's get it together. Let's do this together. Let's build this brand. Let's build this family. Let's take it off. And you know everything that you guys see from AY Asher, my clothing brand, to even the banner that she has behind her, which is our ministry, Passions of Pure Oil Ministry, that is all came to fruition since we met as far as building the brand. I'm the one behind the scenes. So I am building the brands, I am building the logos, and I am, building the websites. But she's out in front, as you can hear that spirit that she has. So she's out in front, she's building the network, she's out in front, she's grabbing the people, she's out in front, she's letting people know the purpose, she's out in front, she's making sure that the hard work that we're putting in is being seen, even to the point of getting me push for me to even be on this show. Okay, I think we back. So she was even a big push for me even being on this show. Not that I'm afraid to be in front of the camera. I can hold my own in front of the camera, as you can see. I just wasn't that, I wasn't that guy. I wasn't ashamed about being a Christian. I wasn't that guy. But since I met her, I've been able to step out my shell, and when opportunities such as having my own show with the Black USA News platform, I can confidently step into that position. When it comes to presenting who I am and what I do, I can confidently step into that position. So, um, yeah, world, this is Nicole Faith, my fiance. You got anything to say, Fifi? Yeah, it's a
Oh,
nice name.
we. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been such an honor to be here on the show tonight. Your comments and your compliments were very sweet. I thank you for uplifting me and saying such kind words. Likewise, yourself, you are phenomenal. However, I'd like to address, I forget the comment, the person's name, but I believe his name is Chap. So if it is Chap, if I'm mispronouncing your name, excuse me, I apologize. However, others can reach me at here on my Facebook, Nicole Faith, or if they'd like to be in a more private setting, they can go to passionsofempowerment@gmail.com.
Yeah,
And
chap, you
I'd
can
like to always,
go ahead.
And I just would like to just say thank you so much. And I hope that, the message and the word and tonight's topic really was enough nourishment and enough encouragement to help you along your journey. And also, if we had dived deeper into the political realm, oh my God, this show would just be streaming all night long. So I'm grateful for the little that we were able to cover tonight. It's been wonderful. So again, thank you so much.
Yes, yes. We have these kind of conversations on a regular. We this is how when we talk, this is how we talk. We talk about, and it's a great thing to be able to have a conversation on somebody, not on, quote unquote my level, but somebody that you just agree with. Or even if you don't agree, because we disagree on a lot of things, and we talk about it all the time. But when it comes to, me, like a prime example, saying grace before a meal. Like we say we pray before a meal. When we was a child, God is great, God is good, God, thank you for this food. But getting into a habit of saying a prayer over the meal that we're about to eat, she's got me into a habit of that. Waking up, cooking breakfast, making sure that we have a good dinner at the end of the day. That is something that uh, I don't want to say most women, but a lot of women will see that as, I'm not waking up early to fix you no breakfast, and I'm sure not going to work hard all day and be make sure I'm back home to fix you a hot meal. Like, to want me to have a hot meal, that's 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 it's not weird. It's just it's new, right? So I definitely have to. I know God has blessed me on this account when it comes to meeting Nicole. And I know that anybody who get in contact with her are going to be blessed by her, just like I was blessed by her. Right? So yes, you can I'm currently working on Passions of Empowerment website. The site is down. If you go to passionsofempowerment.com, it's going to say, the site is under construction or something like that. I'm in the process of building out Passions of Empowerment, which is her organization, her business. That's the name of her motivational and inspirational and faithful ministry. That's her chapter of Passions of Pure Oil. It's called Passions of Empowerment. So I'm currently working on the website. Pretty soon, you'll be able to go to the website at passionsofempowerment.com. You can find her on Facebook. Just look up Nicole Faith. You'll see her there. Chap, I definitely send over her information to you. But yeah, man, I just wanted to, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I just wanted to introduce some my love on the show. Tashmir always have her love showing, so I just wanted to give y'all a snippet of my love, um, and just wish that everybody continue to love on one another. If you're looking for me, you can find me at thenoblemanbrand.com. That's where you can find the music, the t-shirts, the books, the everything, this, that, and the fifth. Make sure you tune in for everybody's show throughout the week. Definitely catch Tajmir on Saturdays. You're going to get a good feel of news on Saturdays. The Black Roundtable, I love it on Thursdays. And share spaces. Make sure you tune in. So we got a lot for you on this platform, man. Make sure y'all take advantage of the information, take advantage of this platform. But that's what it's here for. We're going to wish y'all a good night. Make sure you love one another, and make sure most especially you love yourself. Tajmir, bang the outro from me.
Young birds on the street misleading them. Call them the lost generation. No one's teaching them, and no one's leading them. And it's just misdirection. War zone, tell them enter at your own discretion. And they say that Jesus wept, so I ain't afraid to cry. But I ain't Jesus. Will I rise? I'm afraid to die. And if I said something different, I'm a faithful liar. But she never raised a sucker. I ain't afraid to try. And they say that Jesus wept, so I ain't afraid to cry. But I ain't Jesus. Will I rise? I'm afraid.
Peace.